The Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the most incredible monuments in human history. Standing over 450 feet tall, it was the tallest structure in the world for thousands of years. But how was it built? How could people without modern machines move millions of limestone blocks and assemble them with such precision? This is the story of the Great Pyramid, its builders, and the genius of ancient Egypt. The pyramid was built around 2560 BCE for Pharaoh Khufu, also known as Cheops. It is the largest of the three pyramids on the Giza Plateau, and it served as Khufu's tomb, a gateway to the afterlife. To understand its construction, we need to imagine ancient Egypt, a civilization on the banks of the Nile, with a thriving agricultural economy, skilled laborers, and a society organized around the pharaoh. Every block, every stone, and every ramp was part of a plan designed to honor a god king and ensure his immortality. The Great Pyramid was built with over 2 million limestone blocks, each weighing between 2 and 15 tons. The outer casing was made of fine white Tura limestone, polished to reflect the sun and make the pyramid shine like a jewel. Granite, quarried from Aswan hundreds of miles away, was used for the internal chambers. Transporting these massive stones without wheels or metal tools seems impossible, yet the Egyptians did it. Contrary to popular myths of slaves, the pyramid was built by skilled laborers and craftsmen. Archaeological evidence shows large workers' villages near Giza. These laborers lived in organized housing, were fed with bread, meat, and fish, and received medical care. They worked in rotating crews, thousands at a time, using sledges, ropes, and ingenious ramps to move the stones. Each worker knew his task and contributed to an enormous, highly coordinated effort. Scholars have debated for centuries how were the blocks lifted. One theory suggests straight ramps leading up to the pyramid. Another proposes zigzagging ramps wrapping around the structure. Recent studies indicate the Egyptians may have used a combination of ramps, levers, and water lubrication to reduce friction on sledges carrying the massive stones. The precision is astounding. The base of the pyramid is almost perfectly square, aligned to the cardinal points with incredible accuracy. The pyramid is not just a pile of stones. Inside, it contains passageways, chambers, and air shafts designed for the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. The king's chamber, made entirely of granite, was sealed off with massive stones. The queen's chamber and the grand gallery demonstrate advanced knowledge of engineering and weight distribution. How did they lift the heavy granite blocks into these chambers, some over 400 feet above ground? The answer is still partially a mystery, but the combination of ramps, levers, and teamwork seems the most likely. Despite thousands of years of study, we still don't know every secret of how the Great Pyramid was built. But the evidence shows extraordinary planning, genius engineering, and human determination. Now let's explore the most fascinating details: how they moved the stones, the labor force, and the hidden chambers that make this pyramid eternal. Moving deeper into the story of the Great Pyramid, we begin to understand the sheer scale of planning and organization required. The stones were quarried, transported, and assembled with incredible precision. But this was not the work of luck. Every step was carefully coordinated. Workers carved blocks from nearby limestone quarries using copper chisels, wooden mallets, and stone tools. For the heavier granite blocks, brought from Aswan more than 500 miles away, boats floated them down the Nile during the inundation season, when the river was at its highest. Once on site, teams of hundreds would pull the blocks across specially prepared roads, lubricated with water and mud, to reduce friction, sliding them on sledges with ropes. The labor force itself was enormous. Estimates suggest that tens of thousands of workers participated in the construction, organized into groups with specialized roles: quarrying, hauling, shaping stones, and precise placement. Archaeologists have discovered workers' villages with bakeries, breweries, and even medical facilities. Far from being enslaved, these workers were paid, housed, and fed, and they took pride in their role in building a monument for their god-king. The rotation of crews ensured that laborers were never overworked, yet the speed of construction is astonishing. Some calculations suggest the pyramid could have been completed in just 20 years. Inside, the ingenuity of Egyptian engineers becomes even clearer. The Grand Gallery, a long ascending corridor, was not just functional. It demonstrated a sophisticated understanding of weight distribution and architecture. Massive beams and corbelled ceilings allowed the enormous granite blocks of the king's chamber to rest safely without collapsing. The precise alignment of corridors and chambers, with the pyramid's faces almost perfectly oriented to true north, shows an advanced knowledge of astronomy and geometry. Every detail was designed to last for eternity, yet mysteries remain. How exactly the stones were lifted to the higher levels is still debated. Some theorists suggest internal ramps built inside the pyramid's structure. Others propose a spiral ramp around the exterior. There are even theories of counterweights and sophisticated lever systems. Modern experiments and computer simulations have reproduced many of these techniques, showing that with knowledge, coordination, and sheer determination, the impossible was made possible. The Great Pyramid was more than a tomb. It was a statement of power, a symbol of divine connection, and a marvel of engineering that inspired awe for thousands of years. Pharaoh Khufu wanted to ensure his immortality, but in doing so, he left behind a blueprint of human ingenuity. Every stone, every corridor, and every hidden chamber tells a story of a civilization capable of astonishing feats. Even today, the pyramid continues to challenge our understanding. Recent discoveries of voids and hidden chambers hint that there may still be secrets waiting to be uncovered. The precision of construction, the alignment with celestial bodies, and the methods used for transport and assembly continue to fascinate engineers, historians, and archaeologists alike. Each year brings new insights, but the Great Pyramid remains a timeless testament to human ambition. The more we learn about the pyramid, the more we realize that it was not built by chance or magic, but through careful planning, innovation, and incredible human effort. It is a monument to the ancient Egyptians' vision, skill, and determination, a reminder that even 4,500 years ago, humans were capable of achieving feats that continue to baffle us today. In the end, the Great Pyramid of Giza is more than just stone and sand. It is a story of human creativity, organization, and the desire to leave a mark on the world. It challenges us to imagine what was possible without modern technology and reminds us that greatness often comes from vision combined with relentless effort. The secrets of its construction may never be fully revealed, but the pyramid itself stands as a symbol of what humans can accomplish when they work together toward a monumental goal.